because we're live.
I didn't say I was ready.
Oh, I also didn't hit record.
Yeah.
Let me do that this time.
Nice.
All right.
Boom. We're getting good
Listen.
at this. 31 episodes in.
31?
This is episode 30 here, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to bald already? That's awful. All right, cool. True believers!
I'd say we were episode 26.
Welcome to another episode of... Wait, did I roll wild? A Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog brought to you by the Professional Casual Network. I, of course, am the guy that sits in this chair. I am Chuck, and I'm joined once again by... by my CEO, Editor-in-Chief, Supreme Ruler, and Reptilian Overlord of the Professional Casual Network, TM.
That's me.
Damn.
And, of course, the whole reason why you're here, the majestic one, Dani does not get paid by the hour. Cole, down there.
You were watching.
No, I'm still living off my game.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
That's when I coined that.
That's when she coined the name.
Oh.
Yes. I was at work when your game happened. I
Wait,
tried.
You do that? You work?
Fuck you. Yeah. Listen, I'm willing to take the strike to tell you to go F yourself there. Yeah, I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
The game went. I was told it went live.
It did.
I popped in. It was tense. I tried to send some subs. It wouldn't work.
Oh.
Lame.
I closed out.
Mm-hmm.
I came back like maybe an hour later. A game was over. Game was done.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about games played and hobby thoughts over at twitch.tv/Professional Casual Network.
Uh-huh.
How'd the game go, guys?
I couldn't have performed to a higher extreme in the way that I scored or did not score points. I couldn't have done it in a way that was more than the way I did it.
Here's my perception.
My brain is oatmeal, so I can't take on full Tim right now.
Yeah,
I'm
super
gonna need
fair.
somebody to explain that to me
Yeah.
like I'm a 5-year-old.
So what?
So you
I think
lost.
Happened,
Oh, 0 to 18.
Oh my god! All right.
right. So
In round 3.
in round 3. So remember our game when I beat you by a large margin in about an hour
Sure.
or so.
Sure.
I feel like Tim saw that and he was like, "Hold my hard seltzer because
Uh-huh.
I can have a larger point margin."
Uh-huh.
And he tried. It was.
I tried to get it done quicker, but
It was
it
an
just
hour
lasted
20.
too long,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep, he lasted too long, too
Okay.
many rounds. But I feel like that what he was like, I saw Chuck do this. I just gotta go the next
He's
step.
always got to be better than me.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Even in the worst
Yeah.
context.
Yes.
Yep.
He saw that my team was 6 characters and he's like, I'm gonna take 3.
Oh.
Oh, you
What
mean
did
our
you- so what
crises
did you
are
bring?
to like hold these objectives? I'm gonna take 3 and literally not be able to score any points.
Uh-huh.
If you... So you don't know what I played? Because I think
No.
you'll really like this.
Okay, let me know.
So I played the new Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
I played Venom
Okay.
and She-Hulk,
Dan said I'm very quiet.
I'll say.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Charlie list.
Yes.
Can I ask why?
I was motivated, actually, earlier in the day,
Uh-huh.
and was told that I should stop being a little whiny bitch.
A bitch boy, I believe, is
A
the
bitch
term.
boy.
Yep.
That was
And-
the term, yeah.
And
Yep.
should
Yep.
should play the game with fluffy lists like we always intended.
And then I wrote a list for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just chose to not take that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I had talked to Throwlash Gaming and Tactical Taylor himself the day prior, and I was like, all right, I know that Tim's running Web Warriors. Like, what do you recommend? And he was like, you're going to have to, like, counter, like, long movement, and he's going to slow you a lot. Like, he's like, get as many bodies as you can. In my mind, I was like, if I just run Asgard, then slow doesn't matter. But I said, and it's canon, that I'm not going to run Asgard or A-Force for
Okay.
a long time. So I was like, all right, let's take as many characters as possible. Like, let's do what we can. So, yeah, I came ready to try to, like, defeat all of the spiders.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So then I felt
Wow.
like I looked like an a-hole because I was like, competitive list building. And yeah,
That's fair.
That was the whole ploy. She was like, this is the first time that I've played her where she's not playing a team called specifically, I think it was the A-hole.
the a-holes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's make sure that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she still feels like she is a little bit of an A-hole.
So I ran Sam's Avengers, Sam Iron Man. Who else did I even have? I took a Cody.
There was a Luke Cage in there.
Luke Cage,
Black
Cat.
See, that's what
And
hurt you.
two
Not having
Black Widow.
access to Black Cat.
Right.
A lot of people mentioned that. Yep.
Yep.
Anthony made sure that he's like, wow, Black Cat would have been really good on your team. And I was like, yeah, yep.
I felt really bad too. Like I didn't know. Like if I had known, but Dan was like, well, here are some of the new models that I have. Like, do you want to take any of these? I'll have them painted up. And I was like, Black Cat, dope. Let's go.
Right.
Not realizing that was like kind of like a turning point of your list.
Right. It's the only other 3 that he has on his team that can do some work. Long movement. That stagger's beautiful.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that stagger.
Yeah.
I did that against She-Hulk because I just wanted to ignore She-Hulk. I was like, "Meh."
I had to convince her to use it on She-Hulk,
Yep.
but it was really good.
Yep. It was very, very cool. Oh, and MC1 Gamer took away She-Hulk's throw.
In like the first
right.
20 seconds, he banned She-Hulk's throw.
So that makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's good.
I feel bad because like I feel like I brought a lot onto you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I called you out. I said, "Hey, we're supposed to be this casual network. We should be playing casual lists. Stop being a bitch boy and trying to min-max your entire team and play the most casually competitive thing. Let's step out of your comfort zone." Not really sure why you went She-Hulk on that one, but hey, I get it. To be honest,
to be fair, I took regular Hulk first, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna know I'm throwing this if I take regular Hulk.
Right.
I'll throw him for a loop."
So I will
And took She-Hulk.
I will say
instead.
this. I think She-Hulk actually is really good in Web Warriors when you take Miles.
Yeah.
If you do a Miles, a Gwen, a Black Cat, you put She-Hulk in there, and then you just take like maybe Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil with all webbed up. Because she can put slow on people, you can set that all webbed up even that much more deadly. So while she can't benefit from it, she can potentially make it better for you.
Yeah.
So I like She-Hulk in that, not with a 5 Spidey, not with Amazing
Right.
Spider-Man
Right.
in there. So.
Although Amazing Spider-Man was awesome.
He is really good.
Tim just kept like reroll. He's like, oh, I get to reroll these. Oh, I'm gonna spend a power to reroll that one. Oh, I'm gonna reroll these now. And I
Just
was like, oh my God.
What's
I
his
can't.
affiliation again?
It's called Friendly Neighborhood Spider Team. Oh, the actual ability.
Yeah, what does it
Sorry.
actually do?
So during a character's activation, they can spend 1 power
Okay.
to give an enemy within range 2 slow. If they use that and they already have slow, you can move them within range 1, and then you remove the slow condition.
That's really good. That's really
It
good for
is.
getting people off objectives.
It was, yep.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. I kind of dig that. Hobby thoughts? Other than the game? This not this week, but next weekend, Blade, Moon Knight, Dormammu allegedly come out.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I haven't people are posting them.
Yeah.
Because they got released other places. So they do exist. We know that. That Dormammu has not stopped, didn't get turned sideways and got stuck in the canal, so he should be fine.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is surprising because he's a big boy.
Right. Hasn't thrown the train off the rails yet and made it crash or anything like that. So that's good. We got Mysterio painted up for the channel,
Yep.
which will be really good.
We could show him off right now. Do you
yeah.
think he's dry enough?
Be gentle.
You want to go live with this bad
We
boy?
can go live with the bad boy. Just a quick paint job. Old Mustachio.
I'm excited. I'm going to be using him Monday. So whoever I'm playing, go ahead and claim all the other spider foes right now.
That's
Dan,
fair.
this is you.
But ooh, look at me getting better at doing that.
Yeah,
part,
you are
too.
so good at that, bud.
You're like
So,
a little influencer over there.
I love this
Tim the
model.
influencer. I like
Yeah.
it.
Listen, me influencing
That-
has never really turned out good for other people.
That is
before.
true.
That's super accurate. So I really love this model. It was a little harder to paint up. I definitely would recommend people painting him in subassembly, unless
Okay.
you don't care about painting underneath the cloak. But
Right.
there is some spots in there that I wish I could have gotten to a little bit easier. But super fun to paint up. That dome is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of blending. Luckily, my white just happened to work out the way I wanted it to. And then you made me put a stupid mustache on it.
Dan just said, "Oh man, I was gonna use Mysterio. Too bad. I'm running Spider Foes, all of them. Get off my nuts."
That's it. That's literally all I've had time to do this week,
Yeah.
hobby-wise. So
I mean, it looks great.
I got a half a Craven done,
All right.
a hunter, if you will.
Oh, the old Cunter.
Yes,
Oof.
yes,
You've been having your fingers and brushes in and on and around that Cunter this week.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
I'm surprised you got
some-
Mysterio done. Honestly.
Yeah, it's true. Well, if there's one thing, I'm multitasking. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Have either of you watched any episodes of What If on Disney Plus, the Marvel show?
We just cut up last night.
Okay, so did we.
I have not watched.
Did you have 2 episodes to catch up on?
No, so we got caught up the night before, and then we watched the new one yesterday because it came out yesterday.
I did
New
not
one
watch
is
the
probably
new
my
one.
favorite.
What
Yeah.
is the theme for the new one?
The theme of the
What
new
if
one is what?
Doctor Strange
Yeah.
lost his heart instead of his hands.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
Interesting.
was
I haven't watched
really
it yet,
good.
So
Very good.
I liked the first one. I liked the Peggy Carter episode.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the Star-Lord episode.
Yep. Yes.
Or Black Panther. If Black
Yep.
Panther
That one was
Star-Lord.
so solid.
Very good.
Like teared up at the
Yeah.
end.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
seriously.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't so. I liked the premise of what if all the Avengers got assassinated?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I loved the ending of that. I loved who
Yes.
it was. I thought it was super in character. I really adored it.
That was
actually.
really, really good. The writing felt very rushed. Like it
Yes.
felt like they were trying to
Yep.
crank. It just didn't feel the same. It felt like there was a totally different team and a different director. And
Yeah.
I didn't. And maybe it was. I don't know.
It probably was. These are really kind of ideal to have multiple directors.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Out.
And Dan and I kind of talked about that. Like, they're trying to cram so much into 35 minutes that, like, by the end, it's like, all right, we got to, like, go,
Yep.
go, get this done.
Yep.
But I really did like that concept, and I really hope we do get to see that character. I guess the evil version of that character at some point in the game, although I don't know how much different he would play than what's already out here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Unless it's the opposite, which I assume. I'm going to say it right now. I believe that we are going to get the other transformation version of that character.
Okay.
And I think that's how they're going to do it. So,
All right.
yeah, I think it'll be really good. And I haven't watched the new one yet, so I might watch that tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
I would suggest it. It's really good.
Depends on how long I have to rant on an Elite Eight Showdown and all.
I-
Oh,
Wait.
that's super fair.
I thought you were just on, like, your dinner break from work. Aren't you,
pretty.
like, working,
Yeah,
like,
no,
day
they think
27?
I'm in the back getting tomatoes right now. You know,
Yeah.
No, I just skipped out.
He walked into the
bye.
bathroom. He's like, "Oh, I had the oatmeal stout last night," and just snuck out the window.
Yep. There you go. I respect that.
Yeah. News this week. We haven't had a ton of news. It seems like they are gearing up for mini extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Clea.
I
That's
think,
cool.
I think we may have gotten some more tactics cards since the last time we've
I may
talked
have
as
missed it.
well. But I'll pull those up while you talk about how excited you are for Clea.
I am.
No, we didn't get new cards. Sorry, I was mistaken. But we do have a couple cards that we haven't talked about yet that came out, or that will be coming out with those new models.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I love Clea. I am super hyped for Clea. Not for what people I think people are going to immediately use her for this, but let's talk about her. She's a 3 threat right off the bat. She's size 2, medium movement, 5 stamina on both sides. Nothing changes when she flips. She's got a physical defense of 2, energy defense of 3, psychic defense of 4. I kind of like that they have these low physical defenses.
Yes.
So I kind of want to, before we get into this card, I kind of want to get your opinions on some stuff.
Okay.
People are saying that the power creep is very real on a lot of these Mystic characters. This Mystic release that's come out,
They are
AMG
very strong.
are very strong. There's some power creep out there, and people are, let's say, heated. Let's say, I would say about from like a 1 to arrival panels, right about a 7. Right, about the power creep here.
Right.
I think that people are overlooking the fact that they do have a lot of defense powers built in.
Yeah.
But they all seem extremely power hungry.
They are. Yep.
Yeah, I think they're like they have the ways to get
More power.
energy. Yeah, they have like they have built-in things like they get additional power or pass off power potentially, things
Yeah.
like that. But man, that 2 physical defense.
Yes.
I mean, when most attacks are physical,
Yep.
at 5s, at 6s, at 7s in some cases,
Yep.
I think that people are overlooking how easy these characters could potentially go down.
And so I not only completely agree with that, I want to pile on to that opinion.
Sure, physically.
Physically.
Yep.
Very specifically, actually.
Let's go.
Because what having a low physical defense does
Mm-hmm.
is makes a very large backlog of characters more viable.
Yes.
Crossbones continues to get more deadly
Mm-hmm.
because you have Cassandra Nova and now Clea and a couple others with 2 physical defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like just regular old dudes that can punch people sometimes hard
Yep.
are significantly better now.
Yeah, overwhelm
Yeah.
with
Which
a
is
haymaker.
expensive, but
right.
still.
But that's his thing. That's the thing that he gets to do.
And these are, for the most part, pretty lower threat characters,
Mm-hmm.
so they have lower health. Being able to do 5 damage against 2 defense, I mean,
Right.
you're talking on average 2 attacks per kill.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when you have someone like Baron Zemo or anyone with a charge,
Mm-hmm.
Killmonger even gets better.
Oh,
Being
yeah.
able to get in there and then attack a second time, that character will be dazed.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think it's power creep at all. I think the fact that they can only, for the most part, target Mystic defense as well.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that you said this so often when we first started recording this show, that Mystic and Energy, or that Mystic specifically, was one of the higher average defenses, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you put someone on these teams, especially if you're running Convocation, and Magneto's on the other team, guess what? Untouchable.
Yep.
You know what I mean? 6 mental defense or 5 or whatever, just against everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're not going to be able to do much. Thank
Right.
gosh they gave Doctor Strange the ability to sometimes target different
Right.
defenses.
Yep.
Otherwise,
But
Super cool.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and he is much more built. Absolutely, like he's more durable, but he is a 5 threat.
Yep.
You know, so he's expensive. And more importantly, you can just dogpile on him.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's the strategy going into all these mystics is you're gonna have to bring 1 or 2 kill characters. I think about
I mean, throws do significantly more. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, huge.
Yep.
Absolutely huge. Throws are going to become. I don't think throws were ever out of season, but they are going to be always on the salad bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they are the pumpernickel croutons at your Ruby Tuesdays. You know,
Yeah.
it's what people go.
and you might not believe this,
Mm-hmm.
Big Chuck, but Jason Farley and Wargaming Dad here in the chat also agree that
Yeah.
doesn't seem like power creep.
That's weird. I'm not used to our fans agreeing with me on things, so that's
Right.
super weird.
So,
I
heard it
would
here
get
first.
used to it now.
Yeah.
yeah, it's episode 30. It's kind of an anniversary episode.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
That's
so
fair.
we're pulling out all the stops.
Right. Yeah, we've hit that point in our lives where either we need to completely change who we are as a person or just lean full into our toxicity.
Lean
You know what
into
I
it,
mean?
baby.
Let's talk about the rest of Clea's card. You do it. My brain is mush.
All right. So her first attack, or her builder, I guess we can say, is the Demon Claws of D's neck, which is
Really glad I swallowed my water before you did that.
yeah.
Ooh,
I was
I
trying to
can
get it
breathe.
out ahead
Yep.
of time, but range 3, strength 4. So obviously nothing super amazing there. But after the attack is resolved, the character just gains 1 power. That's it. That's her only builder outside of a superpower, which we'll talk about later, and has Bleed on a Wild. This is not overwhelming.
No.
But for a 3 threat, it is range 3. This fits.
She just became Blade's best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like throwing
Oh
Blade
my
out
God,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blade, and like we
It's very legitimate.
and she's a counter. I mean, she is a conditions character as we go, but she works really good with Mordo, putting out. I believe she's putting out conditions that he can't do. Correct?
Yeah, because he does like incinerate, poison, and
root,
maybe it's root.
something like
hex.
that. Oh, hex. That's what it is. Yeah, all the mysticky sounding ones.
Yep.
And she does more of the physical ones.
She does
so,
bleed, slow, stagger, and stun.
Yeah.
So her builder, cost 3, range 4, strength 6. The icy tendrils of Ichthalon.
Dan is so excited about this. It's an ice attack.
It is an ice attack. So
Yeah.
All right.
that should stave him off.
so
That
pumped.
should vent a little release.
Yep.
So that we can wait another.
What if this is the? Okay, never mind. Let's just keep going.
So, so range 4, strength 6, 3 power to use. It has a similar effect to the Enchantress where, depending on what you roll, it kind of rolls up into more conditions. So on just a wild, it slows. On a wild and a hit, it stuns. On a crit, wild, hit, and block, it staggers. I super dig this over just having it be like 1, 2, and 3 wilds.
Right.
I super dig that it's kind of a little bit of everything. You can get a block in there and be like, shoot, well, it still could turn into something a lot cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, put her with Wakanda. Put her with that other people that can roll X-Force. This becomes a lot more deadly, and it's
only 3.
It's only 3 energy, and so actually in X-Men Blue, she's great. You could potentially do this for 2 or 1, depending on who's close.
Yep.
And I like that it's a range 4, which is beautiful. It's only 6 strength, which means that these conditions actually could potentially matter.
Correct.
You just have to hit somebody once with it. You know what I mean? And then you can go about doing your business.
Yep. I think the slow and the stun will probably be out there pretty regularly.
Yep.
The stagger will certainly be, a thing. But honestly, you roll a couple crits, you're rolling some extra dice.
Yep.
This
Yep,
is
it's
not
possible.
super off
Yeah,
base.
you're not trying to do damage. You're trying to do these conditions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, She-Hulk does not want this.
No.
No, this is not. This is the. This
No,
is the
Poison's
She-Hulk.
not even on here. You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're paying all that extra threat off your roster just to have her immune to something that Clea can't even do.
Yep. Now let's talk about why she's better Red Skull.
She's cheaper,
Yep.
and it costs an action, but she has the Descendant of the Faltine. This character gains 3 power, roll 5 dice for each failure or skull in the roll. This character suffers 1 damage. Superpower can only be used once a turn.
Wow.
I super love it. I mean, her getting 4 energy, but potentially hurting herself. Well, we'll get into where I'm going to put her a lot.
It's so interesting because she doesn't seem like a power hungry character. Like none of her across the board, her other 2 superpowers do cost 3, but to get 3 power to make that gamble.
You'll have to be, because her builder, you can only ever get 1.
Right.
You're
right. So if you ever want to get off those icy tendrils, you're going to have to make some kind of sacrifice. I like that a lot, and I think that adds a lot as far as like finesse, and makes her. I like characters that can be played in multiple ways. Like, I'm a beat stick person. I love them. But this is really cool because, like, if you want to get there and, like, get those special things, you're going to have to roll those dice and take your chances.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and her
super
damage
cool.
or her health isn't stellar. We
Right.
saw Chuck the last time I play him roll 3 skulls and a single defense roll out of 3. You do that with this, and the
You
character's
could
done.
daze yourself.
Yeah.
Gunners.
I've done it before.
Yep.
Yep.
You sure have.
Yep.
So her other 2 active superpowers, she has Oshter's Mighty Hand.
Oh, stirs.
Oh, gosh, there's the Oshters. For 3, it's a throw. Choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character, both of size 2 or less, within range 3, which is actually pretty solid.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about this?
This is adequate.
I really like that it's a range 3. We don't see range 3 throws very often.
Yeah.
And it targets an enemy or a terrain.
Correct.
The size, the throw is short, but it's still only 3 energy.
Yeah.
If she does do Descendant of the Faltine, she could potentially do this every turn.
Correct.
If she wants to. And this is where she kind of starts getting a little power hungry.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, she has an ability to give herself power, but do you want to do your icy tendrils every time, or do you want to throw every time? For me, I'm going to want to throw every time if I can.
Right.
Hell yeah.
It does cost an action for Red Skull as well. Ice Dan 22 was asking in the chat.
Yes, it is.
Her last active is Vapors of Dormammu. Also costs 3 power. Choose this character or another allied character within range 3 and place it within 2 of its current position. Character can only be placed this way by the superpower once per turn.
Right.
So this makes a lot of sense, this character as a whole.
Yeah.
And this is where I feel like everyone talking about the power creep, at least with Clea, are woefully misguided.
Yeah,
She has to risk heavily to get the power on her. And these are things that, for the most part, we see these costing 2 in other places. Or we see them being able to throw range 3 characters or longer.
Right.
She is certainly not overcosted. I think she's in a great spot. She is power hungry. You will be using Descendant of the Faltine.
Yep.
I think she's solid all around. I like her a lot. She fits in the affiliation. She's a great choice. She's inexpensive.
And immune to incinerate.
And immune
Yep.
to incinerate.
yeah,
Yep.
which is great for her because she has that 2 physical defense.
Yep.
Now, where I'm going to be using her a lot in humans, she is a cheaper Red Skull. She
Yes.
becomes my battery for Inhumans. And I'm just going to, again, Descendants of the Faltine every turn that
Yep.
she gets to activate. And probably put if she's in range, put a throw. If not, teleport herself or teleport somebody else. And then just use her as a battery and pass it off. Because, again, that Inhumans ability is a little broken. And that you can pass energy off of characters when it's not their turn.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
that's sweet.
you set that up. You set your next turn up with her.
And you're guaranteed. So honestly, if you're out of actions, because none of her other abilities outside of the power one cost energy.
Right.
So, or cost an action. So you're moving around. You're probably getting a free attack off each turn just to get that 1 power.
Yep.
Maybe add bleed. Who cares at that point?
Right.
It has a long range. It's not costing you anything to go do that. I think, yeah, she fits great in Inhumans. I think that's a stellar spot for her. Even buddying up with someone and following them in X-Men Blue, too. Just constantly being there to be able to do that.
Yep. Using her as the primary battery to pay for everybody's 1 energy, especially that new, especially that particular roster that I built that was designed to have attacks that were 2 or 3 spenders.
Yep.
She works really great. She's just going to do that, and she's adding all that more mobility, right? I really like her in there. I could definitely see a situation where I'm running an Inhumans Team Blue, and having her as like my 10th man, kind of squeezed in there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, she's not a wasted roster spot
At all.
I
Yep.
think she's really.
I think she's
solid.
going to see a ton of play. Yep.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Same.
Okay.
I think the design's really cool on the card too. I really like the art.
I find it interesting that her like damage side, she actually is not damaged. There's like her clothes aren't, like her pants aren't slightly ripped or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice that they went with. Yeah, I super love this character. I think she is extremely durable. With the fact of just not having, immune to incinerate. That seems to be their weakness, and she has immune to incinerate. Does Strange?
I don't recall.
I don't remember. I think somebody else does. I just maybe it's Ancient One. Somebody does.
But in chat, yeah, they're talking great combo for Mordo. Even really good with Zemo and Shuri.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
And, depending on the way you want to phrase it, costs 25% less than Red Skull. Some other people might say that Red Skull costs 33% more than her. Both of the ways of saying that are correct.
Yeah.
But if that's the only reason you're bringing Red Skull, honestly,
Yeah.
bring her instead
Doctor Strange is not immune to anything.
to incinerate. Oh, or to
Okay.
anything.
Yep.
All right.
He's not even a gem bear.
Yeah, he is.
The new one?
I'm just looking at Doctor Strange's card.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dig her a lot. I think she's solid.
I think she's gonna be a lot of fun.
There's-
I'm gonna get a lot of use out of her. Out of this Mystic run, we've covered all the Mystic characters at this point.
Yeah.
Who you most excited for? Who you least excited for?
Hood. I am stoked for Hood.
Both on both ends.
On both ends.
Most excited and least excited.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, there's 3. It's difficult to decide for me, but I think Ancient One is going to be a lot of fun. Her mechanics and stuff are just stellar, and especially when you have a bunch of other mystics that are traditionally going to want to be long range. The fact that when you do get someone up next to them, and she's going to knock their spirit out of their frickin' head, I'm super into that. And Mordo. All about him. I think he's going to be awesome. He's inexpensive. He does a ton, and you can really wombo combo him with some stellar status effects.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited for Hood only because I've been reading some Hood stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell in love with Hood a little bit because of just how obscure he is. Just the fact that he was just this dude who got a cloak and now he's possessed by a demon just kind of tickles me. I'm super hyped for Dr. Voodoo, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hyped for Dr. Voodoo. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. Dormammu personally, I mean, I just love big models. I love his the theme for him, the idea that he can bring anybody with him that he wants, and you can really make these kind of weird, interesting teams where you potentially hurt yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I really like his concept. I really want to get that model in my hands and start doing some stuff with it. So.
Yeah, I think that he will be, and compared to Thanos, where you had to run him a certain way because of the way that his affiliation works.
Yep.
I have a big excitement to see how many people are going to be throwing old big Dormammu milkers into different lists and rosters.
He had to struggle for it too this time. You know what I mean?
Did. I had a little bit of a seizure leading into it.
I could tell.
Tiniest bit.
Little stroke. You're fine.
You don't want to know who Dani is most excited for?
I am. I was just waiting.
It's fine.
No, I was waiting.
Obviously, I don't know as much. I remember talking about Ancient One. Super excited for her. Just seems really awesome. And
Basebuster. I mean,
cool.
she's a beat stick. She's definitely your type of character.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Looking at Dr. Voodoo's card, though, like, okay.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot.
A lot. Not a character I would ever play because it scares me and then I stop being able to read.
Yeah.
But I feel like he would be very fun to play and fun to watch. So
yeah.
I look forward to watching other people play him.
I think you're gonna watch him play once or twice, and you're gonna think his gimmick's really cool, and then you're gonna want to try him.
Yeah,
that's how I can see it happening.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yep.
Let's be honest though, like in mine and Tim's game, didn't play a single team tactics card. So
well, when your game only lasts 27 minutes,
I know,
you know what I mean? You don't have a lot of time.
Excuse me, it was an hour and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I could totally see playing Dr. Voodoo and only doing like half of what he can do.
Yeah, fair.
I get overwhelmed.
Here's the reason I'm excited for Dr. Voodoo.
Okay.
Is I regularly will want to be saying, almost had another seizure there as I was trying to
get okay?
I was trying to get
Should
the
we
joke
call
out.
the ambulance?
But whenever I recall that token that he can put on himself or others, to just be regularly saying on camera, "What are you doing, stepbrother Daniel?" I'm all about.
I'm not going to be around too much longer, just so you know. Listen, I'm not neat. I just work here. You know, I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
There was a question that we wanted to ask you because we were playing around. What did we cover last week? Where we're like, this is definitely a Dani card. It's an affiliation ability. Strange is it Strange as no.
The convocation? I don't recall.
Yes. So the new tactics cards that are coming out, have the ability to burn tactics cards. It's the book, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up.
Yeah, pull it up because there's no way my brain's gonna. And this is
those cards kind of have long names. It's not the Wand of Watum. I can tell you that. It is the I remember. It's not the Ironbound Book of Shumagarath either. The one we were talking about that she would like is the Wand of Watum, because you can use it for 3 different things. So I know Dani has already listened to last week's episode a few times, but just for those that haven't, we were talking about the Wand of Watum, a tactics card for the Convocation, which a character in the Convocation can spend 2 power during its activation to play the following card, and you get to choose one of 3 effects that it has.
Okay.
You can either use the Elemental Blast attack, which is listed at the top of the card, a range 5, strength 7, doesn't cost anything, but on a wild, adds Incinerate, Shock, and Slow.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also choose to have that character re-roll 2 dice in its defense rolls this round. That's for the whole round, not just for a single attack.
Gotcha.
Or you can choose this character may use a superpower that is normally limited to only once per turn a second time. You do still have to pay its power cost as normal.
Okay.
So the fact that we assumed this is a mainstay because it doesn't matter if you remember to use it or not. You can use it for so many things.
Right, yeah.
You might as well always bring it.
Yep, totally.
Right. Well, and then there was the middle one card. Not the book, but the other guy. Yep, that one.
which they do talk. So very thankfully, in the most recent episode of What If, they do pronounce this name.
Okay.
So
Cagliostro.
Cagliostro.
Right.
So the Book of Cagliostro, where you can have 2 characters within range 3 of each other, spend 2 each. You remove an activated token from that character.
That's dope.
But then during the cleanup phase, you may discard 2 team tactics cards. If you do so, return this card to your available team tactics cards. This card may be played again this game.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So this screamed Dani to me because Dani never uses her team tactics card.
Never.
That's what it was.
So you
Never.
being able to now burn those cards that you're never going to use
Yeah.
anyway,
Hell yeah.
Convocation just became Dani's favorite team easily.
Yes.
You know,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
full bunch of females, good representation on Tim's part because there's a bald chick. Got to get one in at least every
Yeah,
once in a
you
while.
do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Definitely, you have your bead stick. You got a couple of bead sticks in there because Doctor Strange is there, and you can burn your tactics cards. So
Yes.
you don't have to play them.
Yes.
It's the perfect team.
Yeah, this is for me.
It's almost training if you think about it. Like, you only need to remember to use 1 tactics card.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you can use it every round.
Right.
So it'll just reinforce, oh yeah, it's
yeah.
time to
I
use a
can use
tactics
it.
card.
I can
Yep.
use it. I'm going to burn these other ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's right up my alley. I would absolutely use that. Well, no, I'm very excited.
And then we did have a couple other tactics cards that we hadn't gone over yet. These, I believe, are going to be in the hood box. The first one, they absolutely are because it has to do with Brother Daniel and Dr. Voodoo as well as the Hood. So I'll read the first one, Hood's Gang. This is unaffiliated. It isn't active. Where the Hood normal side may play this card during his activation. This round, when an allied character is attacking an enemy character contesting or holding an objective token, the allied character may reroll. I'm assuming it says all of its attack dice. In the picture, that word
Yeah,
is
they're
cut
like
off a little bit.
overlapped.
But here's the big part. The characters on this card. We have Deathlock, right? Or maybe that's a metal band.
No, Death Clock is a guy. Deathlock.
Deathlock.
Yeah.
I believe that's Urza Major, the biggest, drunkest bear,
Yeah, I fucking
yeah.
love him.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Alpha. Is it Alpha Flight?
Or maybe that's not. Maybe that's Grizzly, because that is a dude
No,
in a
that's-
bear costume
that's
and not
Ursa
a dude
Major.
that is a
Yeah.
bear. Okay.
No, that's Ursa Major.
And then I'm assuming you have Wrecker from the Wrecking Crew, and then 2 other dudes.
Yeah.
No face.
Yeah, No Face. Maybe that's Chameleon.
No, I don't know who that is.
I bet Dan knows.
And I think the dude in the green suit's supposed to be Sebastian Shaw.
No, that was Wolverine. Did you see that here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wolverine.
Okay.
Where's the
Bub.
cigar?
But he's not. He's not part of the Hood's gang.
He's part of everybody's gang.
Oh, that's fair. He's been in
He's
everything.
still
at some point.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's
That's
true.
true, yeah.
He's
Kind of
very-
runs
He
a racket.
steals. Yeah, he steals motorcycles. He fits perfect.
Yep.
Gang's Hood's gang works out well.
Dani, do you wanna get up on that pole deck?
I sure do. That's all I really do want to do.
I
Yeah.
thought you might.
Yeah, Plane of Poldak. An active card. Any convocation character may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. Allied characters may reroll any number of attack dice when making mystic attacks that target the chosen character this round. That's pretty freaking sweet, too.
Yeah.
I love some rerolls.
It's actually marked for death on somebody. You know.
Right,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
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 Listen, this person's gonna go down because I'm gonna hit him with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm gonna make sure it sticks.
She-Hulk killer. When in doubt,
Potentially.
She-Hulk killer. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It can. I feel like the new measuring stick is this card good enough to bring She-Hulk down?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. That seems to be the new thing. Yep.
And do you want to read the last one there?
No, because I can't see it.
So the last one is Seance. This is also an unaffiliated one, similar to the Hood's gang. It isn't active, and only Dr. Voodoo may play this card. While Dr. Voodoo has his "What are you doing, Brother Daniel?"
There it
token, add 2 additional dice instead of 1 to his attack, defense, and dodge rolls when adding dice for each crit result this round. While another character has his "What are you doing, Brother Daniel?" token, that character does not add dice to its attack, defense, or dodge rolls when adding dice for criticals this round.
Okay.
So it's a double crit for you, a reverse crit for them.
Gross.
Yeah.
All right.
And guess how much it takes to pull off? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yep.
Just as long as he has his token on him.
Or the tokens on someone else.
Or the token's on someone else. But the token has to be on the person it's targeting.
Yes.
Okay.
I dig it.
It's a She-Hulk killer, for sure.
She-Hulk killer.
I mean, Psylocke looks dope, you know?
Yeah, Psylocke looks great. I super like where they're going with this meta.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new interesting things, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of things to try. But again, I really hope it stays with Convocation. I hope we
Yes.
don't see a bunch of new teams come out that are like that.
Either way, the sheer fact that they are adding just so many wild, kind of not wacky effects, but there is such a wide variety of the things that we were seeing in tactics cards. Instead of you add 2 dice to this, you can re-roll this, you get an extra move. They've really leaned into the magical or mystical aspect of a lot of these tactics cards, and I'm super about it. I think it adds a lot of variety and adds something that's really flavorful to the narrative of these characters.
Agreed. Yeah. Yep. Do you think Hood's gang is going to be worth taking?
No.
I don't think so.
Nope, I don't think so.
I think it'll be fun for fun, fluffy lists that round 3 I'm going to be really pissed that I brought it.
Yeah. I think it's similar to Seance, where
I think Seance is a little bit more brutal.
Okay.
I think Seance
it is. I think
worth,
Seance is straight better.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and I think it's a little more justifiable in taking, at least from an extremely competitive, cutthroat mindset that I come from. You know?
Yeah. Yep. So we also got a little news for Ministavaganza next week.
Yeah.
So we made a bunch of speculations last week, which really,
If you say it, he's gonna come down the stairs. You realize that, right?
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay. He will.
He's gonna come on the stairs
It's-
on his way down.
Yeah.
But I feel like day one, we know for a fact we're gonna be getting the Miss Marvel card.
Yes.
Who seems like she's going to be in her own box, own release, and is going to have a transformation.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've
seen
and
a
we've
little bit
seen
of a
that.
spoiler for
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
So day one, I think that's probably what looks to be one of the only real big reveals we're going to get that day, outside of Hulkbuster,
Right.
who also seems like he's a transformation piece, which I did not expect.
I was not expecting that either, but kind of dig it.
Yeah.
Kind of super dig it. What do you think? 6, 7, 8?
For if Hulkbuster was Hulkbuster at full strength or whatever, and it wasn't a transformation piece, I think yes, a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
But because I'm assuming you are playing Mark 42 armor or something like that, and you're gonna have to do some big expensive thing to call down the Hulkbuster armor
I
on
disagree.
you, I think it'll be cheaper.
Nope, I disagree.
Okay.
I think it's going to be reverse. You start as Hulkbuster, he flips, and essentially Iron Man ejects out of the suit. When he flips, when he gets a dazed token, he explodes. Anybody within range 3 automatically takes damage.
Okay.
He ejects out maybe a certain range. He has to be probably within range 1 of the location from the Hulkbuster. But essentially, he is a high threat level, I would probably argue a 6. He's probably the same as like Hulk and She-Hulk.
Yeah.
On that level, he starts as Hulkbuster, and then he essentially, when he flips, becomes regular Iron Man. Maybe a little modified here and there, but it kind of would make sense. Like the idea being that you kicked the shit out of Hulkbuster and he had to eject himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a power built in that's self-destruct, where he can essentially cause the explosion to happen.
Right.
And if I'm right, holy shit, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Episode 30, y'all. Jason Farley and Ice Dan 22, whoever that is, in the chat are both saying apparently
Yeah.
the Iron Man size, like the regular Iron Man size model, has Hulkbuster shrapnel on the basing.
So it would make sense.
So it kind of fits.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Wargaming Dad even triply downing on that.
Happy episode 30.
Wow.
3
Okay.
people agree with you.
What is happening? I don't like this at all. You can kill
incredible.
me? Like, what is happening?
John Cena comes in.
Your
Make-A-Wish thing.
intervention comes after the show.
That would be rad as hell.
Yeah, I think that would be a super cool way to do it. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that way better. And because I know you, I hope there's a self-destruct button because you're going to do it every time. You are going to send it every time. Yeah.
I mentioned something along those lines, I think, when we were talking about the Iron Legion having a bunch of things that you could explode. I love that. I played a bunch of Overwatch. Diva was one of my favorite characters, whose ultimate was I jump out of my suit and it explodes.
Yeah,
And I'm just a little girl with a gun.
I would think that would
but
be
it
a
was rad.
super awesome,
Yeah.
super awesome way to do it.
Yeah.
And then you flip him, and he's literally the same Iron Man on the other side.
Yeah.
That came in the core box just to piss off everybody else.
Oh, that would actually be super frustrating.
Yeah. Yep. But kind of would make sense. You know what I mean? But he's a 6 threat instead of is he a 3?
Yeah.
The box?
Iron Man
Yes.
3.
Yeah. So I think that would be, man, I would just love that. I'd love it. I think it'd be super fun. And make that Hulkbuster durable. Make him 12, 13 stamina. Reduces damage by 2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
5/5/2 or something on Mystic.
Oh, invulnerability for 2.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. Like make him impossible, like really hard to bring down. And then even if he like does blow up, you got to roll 5 dice, and then for every skull, Iron Man starts with that much damage on him.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like he got caught by his own explosion. Oh, AMG, send me the check. I will write your rules for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
once
did
again,
your job.
Farley kind of coming in hot again with this, saying that he expected to be a threat 6 because that's what all the other Hulks have been so far.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be super fun. I'm super excited about that character. First day is a bunch of Legion stuff too, right? That's like the other big drop on the first
Yes. Yep.
day. Which I dabble casually in it. I buy a lot of stuff and then it sits in boxes. But I wouldn't mind starting to get more into Legion, and I'm really curious where they're gonna go with it from here. So I think this is gonna be their big. This is what we're doing for all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. That, and it's a lot of painting stuff. So we'll have Dallas Kemp, shout out to the big man upstairs, teaching us how to do some dynamic posing and bases. So we might see custom bases. We might see new bases, which would be...
And probably sneak peeks of new characters.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. The third
They already
day-
started painting up the Hulkbuster, actually. Schick was painting Hulkbuster the other day.
Okay.
Thing is humongous. Very large.
Yes.
Yep.
Day 2 kind of first...
Will not fit in your cup holder, just FYI.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Listen, it's going to take...
Be ready for
I'll
that.
actually have to return that sticky tag.
That's
to you.
fair.
But day 2, we get the Rivals panel, where maybe we will get potentially some more releases as far as the kind of diorama sets. Ooh, third stroke.
Yeah, all right?
Episode 30, going strong.
I'm not taking you to the hospital.
Listen,
I'm not doing it.
super fair.
You get Uber, it's actually cheaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eric, I know you're an EMT. If you're standing by, you might wanna. But so we might get some more reveals as far as those diorama sets, which would be super cool. Who do we all think the next combo will be? Last week we did go over who we think some of the other combos will be eventually. Who's the strong number 2?
I have no idea.
Who does number 2 work for?
It's got to be Cap. I think it's going to be Captain America. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Captain America Red Skull World War II setting, and you get a World War II.
Yeah.
And then those kind of like promo cards that they made a while back get re-released essentially.
Yeah.
The First Avenger, and I don't know. They would have to do a new pose and or they put him kind of more in his, put Red Skull more of his like fatigues. Maybe they go the green, like the old school comic, like that full green bodysuit with the red head, and then Cap with like the World War II helmet and the tri-tip shield, which would be super awesome. Stuff like that. I would really like to see that. Maybe you get like a bunker fight or something like that, or maybe you get like a big giant portal or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
With like a thing coming through it.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What if?
Is there a matchup from the core set that you would super be into seeing, Danny? Like a Captain Marvel and someone, or Black Widow and someone else, or
I don't even know.
Crossbones and Crossbones?
Crossbones and crossbones. Why not? Like double crossbones.
Both
Right.
Crossbone squared.
enthusiasts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This is one where it's totally over my head.
I really want a new Crossbones. There's so many dope versions of Crossbone out there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I could see another Black Widow sculpt in like that dynamic pose that she does that her sister made
Poser.
fun of.
Yeah.
She's a poser.
She's
Yeah.
a poser. With a new cross, I kind of just want like a. I know people probably wouldn't like it, but the tiniest tactical rock under his foot and him just doing like the Luke Cage pose,
Yeah.
I think would look super dope for him. I really would like that. I kind of would like a new Ultron too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what different about him,
Mhm.
but I kind of would like just a new Ultron, just because I really like Ultron. and
Yeah.
he kind of deserves better.
Fair.
So day 3, I think, is where we're going to see the most big reveals.
Yep.
Which seems odd to me. That's counterintuitive to what I think is going to happen, or that I'm used to in these types of conventions, where normally you start really strong.
Right.
That's where the reveals are. That's where the trailers are. And that might still happen. We might get an X-Men style trailer like we did last year at the front, at the onset, that doesn't explain a lot. And then we'll get more actual information as the extravaganza goes on. But day 3 is certainly where they have specifically a panel called The Next Phase, The Future of Marvel Crisis Protocol, where they're going to be talking about all of their releases and what to look forward to in 2022. So if there's a place for Iceman to be anywhere in this list, it's not here this year.
No.
So who we will be seeing are Miss Marvel, Hulkbuster, probably the Eternals, Shang-Chi. Actually, legitimately, I think Shang-Chi will probably make an appearance during this.
So apparently, comic book wise, Shang-Chi's a badass.
He is.
I don't know a ton about Shang-Chi. I knew the character,
Yeah.
but I don't know a ton about him. But apparently, from what I've been seeing on TikTok a lot, which also go see that movie. Like go see it and support it. It's the first all Asian Disney superhero movie or something to that extent. It's like a big deal. Go support it. It's a bunch of kind of up and coming actors.
Yep.
It's going to be a great movie.
Awkwafina's in it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of like why people are boycotting it, but but other than that,
Yeah.
like go support it for literally everybody else.
Yeah.
Wow.
Make
All
it
right.
make it super good, you know? There's some drama behind it. I haven't
Right.
followed it
That's-
that tight, but
She's a comedian, so it kind of comes with the territory.
okay,
Yep.
that makes sense then. I think even it was like a female Asian director, I believe.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah, so like this is a big deal. And Fing Fang Foom, okay? We're getting Fing Fang Foom in the MCU. So just let me have it, man. Just Squirrel Girl and Fing Fang Foom. How mad is Dan gonna be if that iconic character is Squirrel Girl and not Iceman?
I think
How happy will you be that it's Squirrel Girl and not Iceman?
I want Dan to have Iceman.
Why?
Because I want to be over it. I want to be able to move on.
Oh.
And I feel like all the characters that I really want are
Yeah,
more,
you as the person who lives with him? Yeah.
are more obscure.
Does he just lay in bed in the middle and just stewing about it?
Yeah, we have a poster in our bedroom of Iceman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's that one. Right
You
over
have
there.
another copy of
It's
that?
got-
Yes.
That's
Yes,
not
we
even the
have.
best Iceman.
I know.
Like,
It doesn't matter. It's Iceman.
all right.
Yep.
Huh.
I am really sorry.
It's fine. I mean, it's no worse than the picture of Tim on our mirror by our headboard. So
There's just one picture of me in your bedroom?
there are 3 pictures of you in our bedroom. That's what you get for having your friend's dog sit for you. Whatever.
That's a delight.
I know.
Okay. And I didn't even do it. That's
I
the
know,
best part, you know?
Yeah. Neither did I.
Yeah.
Because that's not a line I would have crossed personally.
Super
I love
fair.
it. I think it's very funny.
Anyway, we're not getting Iceman. Continue.
Yeah, we're not getting Iceman.
Yep.
But like I said, I would like them to announce it, reveal it, do it something like Miss Marvel, where we don't really get any real information on it for a long time, but just so that, just so the shot can be shot and it can be over with. Because everyone I want is significantly more niche and smaller time, so I need Iceman out of the way so we can get to the stuff I want.
Right.
Fair.
Okay.
Yep.
I super dig that. I think it's going to be Apocalypse. I think that's going to be the iconic character.
I think it's going to be
That would
Doctor
be
Doom,
cool.
personally.
That would
I
also
could
be
see that
cool.
too.
Yep.
Yep, that would make a lot more sense
Yep.
too.
Yep.
What if it's like Human Torch? Like the old switcheroo.
I mean, I think it's in that ballpark. I think it's a
Yeah.
Fantastic Four deal.
I really wanted them to wait till the 4th year.
Yeah.
I know they can't.
Yeah.
Like, I know literally the
It
internet
could be the 4th
would-
year for release because we're going into year 3, right?
We're going into year 3, yeah.
Yeah. So they could announce effectively what will be coming out towards the end of 2022, which means it'll really be coming out in 2023, year 4,
True. Yeah.
year of the 4.
I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't announce it now, and then I have to listen to the internet literally have a meltdown every time they release a character that isn't the Fantastic Four. When are we getting Fantastic Four?
You know, it has been a while since I've seen the reset the clock gif.
Yeah.
So like,
You know?
yeah.
You know? I'm super excited. It's going to be a very busy weekend.
Yeah.
We got Blade, we got Dormammu, we got Moon Knight coming out. It's this huge mini extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to lose all of our interest in the convocation now because of all this new stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably legitimately.
Yeah. I'm super excited for it. Real quick,
Yeah.
friend and fan of the show, Scotty, wrote me a very nice long message
Okay.
with a bunch of
Scotty.
questions. I want to take at least one of them and get both of your opinions on it. I think this
All
is
right.
good.
I like that.
He said, I think there is an interesting debate about the future of this game. The newest waves seem incredibly strong, without a doubt, power creepy, which we all kind of said, People say it's not designed as a competitive game, just for casual play. But in the actual fact, the community are playing it in a competitive manner. So regardless of the design of the space, is it putting the game in danger? If all the OG affiliations become a little redundant because Midnight Suns trash them, is that a fun play experience thinking, well, now I need to buy the new shiny thing to compete? People are already talking about swapping their Wakanda for Midnight Suns on the TTS leagues. That should reflect the impact that they are having. Oh, that should show that there's an impact that they're having.
Yeah.
I am petrified of us seeing more convocation. Haha. That might sound really negative. It's not meant to be. It could make an interesting discussion for you guys. So, I mean, I've kind of been pretty vocal about the idea that the competitive scene is the loudest minority group within this huge community.
Yep.
We see more often than not, being casual players, friends and fans of the show, especially within our Discord, so our patrons and things like that,
Yep.
are more casual players. They're only picking up the stuff that they like. They're not
Yep.
picking up everything, trying to build the most competitive lists.
Yeah.
They pretty much just get mad about how hard it is to build the core box, and that's about it. You know?
Fair, though.
Yeah. I think he brings up an interesting concept and question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is a bit of a power creep, especially when you compare it to the first year releases, except for a few standouts, right? MODOK is still very strong.
Yeah.
Thor, Asgard, still very strong.
Yep.
Hela, unstoppable. You know what I mean?
Love
like,
her.
Right.
yeah. But even like Wakanda, still very, very strong.
Cabal's still strong.
Still
Avengers
strong.
still strong.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they've been doing, and I think they've been doing it very well, and this is why I don't necessarily feel like we'll see some extremes like that, is they've been adding new affiliation leaders to some of the older affiliations to keep them fresh. So you can play it in a different way. Granted, the lists for some of those affiliations are pretty large, but you're regularly going to be featuring Black Widow. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
2-point Black Widow
Yep.
is
Yep.
still going to be in pretty much every list. Okoye is still going to be in pretty much every list. But I do see that, especially in the TTS leagues. But we also saw that when, what was it had just come out? When they started season 5, I, cemented the power bottom 10.
Yep.
And then they added an update like 2 weeks later, and just the stuff that had come out was up to the top. The
Right.
newest stuff is always the stuff that's at the top.
Yep.
It's how it is, and not because of
you
power
ended
creep.
up like losing Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ultron shifted up above the bottom 10 because I get maybe it was Sin's Cabal or something came out. Something
I
changed it.
think that might have been.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch came out.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So she was thrown into everything, as was Quicksilver and Sin and
Viper.
Viper.
Yep.
Yep.
A character nobody talks about. You want to talk about a character nobody takes? Power bottom 10 there. You know what I mean? Like Viper. Nobody takes Viper. I don't think I've ever, other than the one time that you have taken her.
Yeah.
Was it you
Yeah.
or was it Dan?
Dan's played her once. I've played her twice, I think.
Yeah.
And she hasn't done anything in any of those games.
Right.
I don't believe.
Yep.
Which is sad, but I think she'll find her spot. And that's the thing that I
Yeah.
like about it. Tactics cards can change how a character can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a character's card can only do so well once you get a tactics card that unlocks them just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think is just going to be really good.
Well, and like I said, and we talked about it earlier, and I don't want to rehash it, but a character like Baron Zemo that has a high Mystic defense,
Yep.
only does physical, and is super maneuverable, moves around and can attack twice pretty regularly, has a charge. I think that this is going to make characters like that a lot more viable. I
Yeah.
think if you do see a pretty big heavy change to people running Convocation hard, you're going to see a huge resurgence in those characters.
Right.
Because
Yep.
they're hard counters, you know?
Yeah.
And Ultron, who rolls extra defenses on wilds in his defense if he's being attacked by Mystic.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
a lot of those little sleeper things in there that we've laughed at and kind of ignored and joked about, you know, will actually have a little bit more relevance. So, no, I think you'll see a meta of a lot of people going Convocation or figuring out neat ways to do it. Lots of status effects going around, but you'll have people popping in Asgard because they know, well, they're running Convocation, they have Mordo. I'm going to have to be shaking every turn, so I might as well go this. Or go with X-Men, blue or gold, to use the tactics card, which, you know, removes all the stuff, removes all the status effects, and gives them power for
Right.
it. I think that they've done an incredibly good job at adding enough variety while making affiliations a little focused to have not a power play in between the newest characters and the oldest characters, but between the affiliations, which are always growing.
Right. And I think Wargaming Dad can agree to this, being as deep in the weeds of the competitive scene that he is. I mean, the dude's an accuser, you know what I mean? Like, so he is in the competitive scene, in that, yeah, it is a loud majority of a group, and that the quiet majority being casual players who just kind of play what they want to play on a Friday night with their buddy in their garage,
Yep.
you know, while the kids are asleep, is a lot different. I'll pose the question because Dan's not here and it's a lot easier to do. The way that we kind of nerf negative play experiences and a lot of the complaints that we see online and things like that, and like I had brought up, tactics cards can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
They can make bad characters and okay characters very good, and vice versa. Do you think by the end of 2021, we will see All You Got hit the restricted list finally, Bitter Rivals get banned? Or I think Bitter Rivals is on the restricted list. I don't remember.
I don't either. But
Do you think it needs to happen? Has organized play in general? Because, like, you can have a casual tournament. A casual guy can show up to a tournament, just a casual play tournament, and still have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they have balanced this game enough where, like, unless you're doing the Infinity War League, there's not too many hurt feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you can still have just a fun game and just play it. I think, honestly, what they need to do is crank out more fun crises.
Yes.
we have been in a drought for a long time.
Yeah.
When preparing for Oh Yeah, the Power Phase the other week, I was like 8 new boxes come out. There's new tactics or
Yeah.
there's new crises, right? And I was like, no.
Yep.
No.
I was like, really?
Yeah. I was like, Dan, check the gallery. Are you sure there's nothing? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
And nothing.
There is one coming out eventually. It's
Yeah.
it's on the back of one of the, maybe it's Moon Knight and Blade. There's like one
Yes,
new one.
the ketamine one that
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
described earlier.
Right.
Dallas Kemp reached out. He was like, listen, that ketamine idea was solid. Do you mind if we put it in the game? And I was like, listen, if it was Schick that asked me, it would have been a hard no. But Dallas, for you,
Right.
send me a picture of your feet. And he did, so I allowed it.
There you go.
How did it look?
I think at the end of the day, like, it's a company. It's a business.
Yep.
They want to make money. They know what they need to do to make money. They come out with these nice, new, shiny, fun things. Dan is a completionist, so we will always have every model because
I get
he
that.
can't not, even if we don't play, it doesn't matter. He has to have them. And I mean, works out well for me because I can play whatever. And I know Taylor sometimes has issues where, like, I don't have those models. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Amongst all of us, we have everything.
Truly an enigma. he is. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
how
So
do you
cute.
not own everything, Taylor?
Like,
Right.
We
we
all
yourself a
do,
collector?
you know?
Like, duh.
I'm not even to the hobby portion, and I'm like,
Right.
well,
Right.
pre-orders are up. Yeah, I
Right.
gotta
Better
drop
get it.
grocery money this week.
Better
Right.
get it.
Yeah.
Right, time to eat the ramen again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they know what they're doing with these releases. And like Tim was saying, making things balanced and adding things like your old affiliations are still going to be
Yeah.
some people's bread and butter. And like, yeah, these other new things, they're always going to be like top tier for a while just to try them out because people get excited. But they're going to keep coming out with fresh crises. It would be nice if they did it a little bit more regularly,
Yeah.
I think, to keep things fresh.
Especially when you don't have to put tactics cards in, like team tactics cards in every release.
Right.
You could just do 2 crisis, and you know what I'd love to see just randomly? New map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
Just
God, yeah.
Just some new maps.
We have a lot of letters in the alphabet
Yeah.
that we don't
Yeah.
have
They
maps
could
for.
keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
Right?
I kind of like the idea of new crisis coming out that set up new maps,
Yeah.
Yes.
or just work different old maps into new ways. Something to that effect.
Yes. Yep.
What do you think about, because we are a casual, slightly professional group of players.
Not at all competitive unless you're round 3.
Right.
Yep.
What about doing like a homebrew crisis? So I had this idea where I was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if like Tim and I were playing, right? And Chuck, you came up with like, we made our squads, whatever.
That's
you took,
what I could do.
you-
But-
no, listen.
Okay.
You took like 6 random characters, any affiliation, any point cost, whatever, right?
Okay.
You took them and you put them, if we got like sleeves that were like, you know, you couldn't see through them or whatever.
Okay.
And then, so I get to an objective point, I get there, I draw randomly from a deck, I get to add that random character to my squad. Right? Like,
Okay.
couldn't people reasonably, if we were all in agreement to this and it seemed like it was like fair and equitable,
Right.
couldn't we kind of make our own crises? Kind of do our
we,
own thing?
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a
Yeah,
bunch
a lot of
like
the time we
homebrew
just
ones.
don't read the card correctly and we make up stuff all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, like separation anxiety?
yep.
That was super fun though. But you know what I mean? Like that is something too. I don't
Yeah.
think that we should have to do that because like you were saying, Chuck, I think that we should be getting crises more regularly
Yeah.
in kind of like in tandem with the tactics cards. But
Well, and I think that there's, I mean, if you want to call it the GWA, there's 3 ways to play, right? There's the open play, the narrative play, the organized play.
Yeah.
I would really like them to start leaning into narrative play a little bit more, making crisis based around events that have happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you kind of get to play those kind of storylines where it's like, hey, this crisis, you need to use Cabal and Avengers, or you know, like fun little organized. I guess organized plays like Vibranium Heist, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, things of that nature. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I would just like more commonly designed organized plays to come out.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot more fun too.
yeah.
I really like the idea that you were talking about of randomized things at points. There's a huge alternate game style for a lot of games that are out there called battle chess, where your units, you kind of draft them each round and they're randomized each round. So playing like 17, 18, or even higher threat lists where you have points on the field where you start with one character, you get to that point, you interact with it, and now you have recruited a new 1 out of 3 or something like that on your team.
Yeah.
I dig that a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
That's coming. That's
So-
gonna happen.
That would be so cool.
AMG, if you're listening, and I know you are, well, I think really it's Schick. Like everyone
Yeah.
thinks it's Dallas, and maybe it's Schick who's actually listening. So what up, baby boy? There was a version of Warhammer that came out for a while that I absolutely loved called Maelstrom, where you would get to an objective point and there was like a deck of cards that you would shuffle and randomly flip, and something weird would happen.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that they release a box set that is like a what if box set or you know, chaos something, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it, where it's 10 different crises that you play with this deck. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, you and your opponent have to agree that this is how you're going to play this round, you know, or whatever. But I really like it. It's like, okay, so we're going to do, you know, Wild Magic or you know, like whatever
Right.
game this time. you get 10 crises of each thing. You got, you still build your roster, but these are the crises that you get to choose from.
Yeah.
I think would be really cool. You hit that objective, you flip that card, something weird happens. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I would love to see something like that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe not for a while. Maybe I still would like just regular crisis, just more of them,
Yes.
more designs and things like that. But maybe year 4, maybe make that like, I don't know, Galactus explodes and everybody gets Galactus powers or whatever, and weird things start to happen, or call it the what if deck. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something like that. Like
Yep.
play off of it.
I did really like the mechanics of kind of all the random wacky stuff that was happening in the Separation Anxiety
Yeah.
event.
Yep,
that
that
was
was
a
really
lot
cool.
of
Yeah.
fun. So
And I would like
having
something.
Terrigen Mist give people random powers, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. I think that would be really cool, but it doesn't need to be toned down and tweaked just a little bit more because things did get confusing. For us.
Yeah.
In
during
Separation
the-
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Just clarification on a couple things.
And maybe
is
that's
really all it needed.
Maybe that's what these organized plays are. Maybe
Yeah.
they are betas for us to try stuff and then ask questions so they can flush it out and add it into the game officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
There was something I was going to say. Oh, about Ministavaganza, the development and design. Like, I don't
She
care
got
at
a
all.
computer all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Do I not need him anymore? You got a computer now?
I got a computer. I
Yeah.
brought my
Oh, wow.
computer.
All right.
I don't care that much about the Ministavaganza. Sorry. But
That's fair.
I like a lot of the sessions, the development and design sessions. Like, that's the kind of stuff that interests me, where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, all right, what's going to be coming out and the why? Because, like, I really respect a lot of what AMG does with their releases and with the configurations and stuff like that, because I think that they're so thoughtful behind it. Like, their R&D department, geniuses, love it. So that's especially the last day, the next phase session. That's the one that I think I'm the most interested in.
Yeah, same. That's kind of the
Yep.
big one that I care about
Yep.
because it's going to have the most reveals, I hope, at least.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and even, man, those sit and talk, where they're just painting, on their Twitch and stuff. Every once in a while, they'll kind of just go rogue and like start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
You know what I
start
mean?
Talking.
Yeah.
Like they start like,
Talking so hard.
well, they do like Schick will start kind of talking about things that haven't been released yet. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And the like whoever is moderator of the chat and the stream and stuff is like, Schick, be quiet.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
can't
you
talk
can't talk
about
about
this.
that.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So like they are dropping information in those kind of like sit and paint things. So who knows this entire weekend what is going to happen?
Yeah.
Those are actually one of my favorite things that happens when Wargaming Dad or Raven's Guard or one of the people that join us on the Twitch streams or here are like, when we're discussing something, and they're like, actually, on one of the painting streams, they said this. And there's like the only place that information is out
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like a little like 3-second blurb because they just happen to offhandedly mention something while
Right.
painting. I super dig that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that is a mechanic that they've worked in. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I'm too tired for a mini extravaganza already. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm already exhausted.
I'm already
Yeah.
spent.
yeah. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a good time. You think we're gonna see Juggernaut and Colossus?
You know, the list of things that we have seen on affiliation cards that we have not seen models or reveals for is very small. So it does make a lot of sense for Colossus and Juggernaut to probably make an appearance here.
I think so. I'm gonna say it now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Juggernaut's by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think that they're gonna be together.
That's a big box.
That's a
a
big
big
box.
box.
That's a big box.
You want to make your big box bigger for only $1 more?
Right.
I want to see Colossus and Kitty.
Yeah.
That would be like the natural pairing for me.
So my other thought is whoever else is in that Colossus box is the character that they are going to paint on stream, and I think it's going to be Nightcrawler. He's the other extremely iconic character that I
Yep.
can think
Yep.
of.
Yep.
Unless they really just want to just melt the internet and they paint Angel. You know what I mean? Like they throw Angel out there or somebody random.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who I hope has a bunch of clouds underneath him and that's what he's floating on. You know what I mean?
How are you going to make him look different than your vision, though?
Fuck.
Tactical clouds.
Oh, you're such a dick. I had that one coming. That's fair. I'm gonna repaint him now. Like I feel like
Just add wings to him
I hate.
and paint Angel like Vision.
I'm might do that.
I mean,
I might do it. Oh, I hate it. Anything else? Are we done?
We
good?
done.
I think we're probably good.
Did we hit our time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't quit it.
Okay, excellent.
Girl.
True believers, thank you for joining us once again, everybody in the chat. Shout out to Wargaming Dad. Shout out to whoever else is in there.
Jason.
Jason.
Dark Cow.
Oh, Dark. Yo, shout out to Dark Cow. I don't know who you are, but he's been in the chat lately, and I appreciate that. Jason Farley?
Yeah.
Jason Farley is there. Dan, you can just come downstairs.
I believe it's pronounced Iced Ann 22.
Ice
Yes.
can.
Yep, I believe.
It's a very cold-blooded
Sounds hot.
ballerina.
Yeah.
Iced Ann in the 22.
Think she's single? Who knows?
Probably.
Shoot your shot, man.
Yeah, I might as well. True believers, thank you for joining us. This Monday is you and...
I believe me and Dan.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll be playing Spider Foes. Mysterio will be on the field. And some other characters in the Spider Foes.
Okay.
Against Dan, who will be playing a team that does not contain any Spider Foes.
And doesn't have Mysterio. He said in the chat that he wanted to play Mysterio. Too bad.
Yeah.
So sad.
So sad.
Big loser. Losers walk. They're also skins. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you ever have to do that in Gym? Or not, I guess not Gym Castle.
Shirts and skins?
Well, you had to do a shoot off to determine who had to be skins.
No.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a very motivating experience.
Yeah,
for
they
me,
always
though.
made me do it. So I learned how to shoot threes real fast. You know what I mean? Because I never wanted to be naked because I was fat.
Yeah.
You know, still am.
I just want that. And, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a teacher. I don't want kids not having shirts on. Ever.
Well, it's okay. It was just boys club.
Oh, so
Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, nothing bad happened there. With that being said, true believers. We, of course, have been the Professional Casual Network presents. Wait, did I roll a wild? The Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. See you same time next week. Who knows who will be here? Maybe me.
Ooh.
If I'm not dead.
Ooh.
Till then, bye.
Bye.